Where did I get my obvious knowledge of music theory? Fun story. So this is going back to my early 20s, so 13 years ago when I was at music school. There were a handful of kids that were really good at guitar. I think I was one of them. Basically, you show up on day one, you don't know anyone, they put you in bands, and then you are in that band for the next 2 years, and you do all your coursework together. Really good system, works really well, really smart. So the band I was in, I was one of the two guitarists. I was like 20, 21 or something. The other guitarist was 16. And he was the best guitarist in the building. Like, there's just no, in terms of just like ability to play, he was the best guitarist by like a significant margin. And there were some great players, really excellent players. He was the best, and I was in a band with him. So most of the time I ended up obviously playing rhythm guitar. To a 20-year-old, that was a fate worse than death. He was going to be able to get by just shredding the heck out of whatever. He'd be able to get like a passing grade just without really having to try. I decided to get really, really good at all the theory stuff. I could play better than him because I knew how to use modes. So it wasn't that what I was doing was technically more adept than him. It was that my note choice was just way more engaging and way more interesting. So if you wanted just like a standard rock player, this kid was the guy. Absolutely 100% the guy. If you wanted something slightly more interesting, I was the guy. So technically speaking, wasn't the best player, still not the best player, but I got good at thinking my way into being better at certain things. So I got really good at like kind of chord structure and scales and the modes and all stuff like that. And that was my flex. Oh, and what helped, of course, was this kid lived like nearby. He was like a 20-minute car journey away. So he would just, class would end, he'd hop in the car, home, done. I would travel an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back. I was using that spare 3 hours sat on a train to get smart. I became a big nerd for modes and chord structure and stuff like that. That's my story. That's my story of why I'm a big nerd.